Today, we're going to go on a journey 10 quintillion years into the future.
Bro, that's mad far,
a
though,
time where our universe will look and act completely different. Stars will have died out.
Yeah, being
black
sent
holes
over.
will
Thank you,
form.
bro. I'll watch it
Earth
after this one.
will be a distant memory. But what
thank
else
you.
will happen? Will humanity be able to survive this long?
Hell nah. Hell
Before
nah.
we get started, let's clear up how many years we're going into the
Yeah,
future.
that's what I was say, bro. A
What is
quadrillion.
10 quintillion
Bro,
years
bro,
anyway?
what is 10 quadrillion, bro? I've never heard of some shit like that ever in my life, bro. 10 quadrillion, bro. That's the first time I've ever heard that word in my life, bro. He needs to explain this shit, cause I'm a little confused. Time lapse of the
It's
future.
a 1
I bet.
followed by 19 zeros. Yeah, it's pretty big. 10 billion billions.
10 billion
Can't even
billions?
squeeze all those zeros
Bro,
onto your
what?
screen. But never mind that. We've got a lot of ground to cover. Let's start 1 billion years into the future, where something terrifying is happening. 1 billion years from today. In 1 billion years, Earth will look incredibly different.
I sure
What
will,
was
bro.
once our blue marble full of life is now a dull brown rock with
What?
no life
Brown
to be
rock?
seen.
Dead ass?
Changes to our sun have killed off all life on Earth. The sun has been growing hotter and hotter, about
'Cause of the sun?
1 degree more
Damn.
every 100 million years, and the surface temperature of Earth
Wait.
is
So,
now 40.
so the sun gets hotter every year by itself? Like dead ass, like every year? Like even without, what is it called? Like the shit that we do, how we're killing the planet, like pollution and shit. What is that called? Global warming. Even without global warming, it's gonna get hotter and hotter, chat. Yeah, it gets bigger, nigga. So we're just making it even worse with global warming and shit like that. That's what you're saying. It turns to supernova and explodes, bro. What are we doing? Like dead ass, like what are we doing, bro? I feel like that's bad, bro. Like we need to stop with this global warming shit. If it's already gonna happen, we just need we're making
power systems.
Whoa,
Their
what the
tech
hell?
could
What the
reduce
hell?
battery pack size
What the hell?
to be living much farther away. We'd need to set up shop every 100 million years, and the surface temperature of Earth is
Nah, it
now
won't happen. Let it
47
happen, bro.
degrees
Trust.
Celsius.
Alright, bro.
That's 117
We'll see, bro.
Fahrenheit. This increase in heat first disrupted the carbon cycle. Plants died off, and then animals shortly
Damn.
thereafter. There
We're
might
animals.
have been a little bit of life left in our oceans, but then it got hotter and the
Ooh,
water
did I just cook
evaporated.
the fish?
What
Oh,
was
it
once a
evaporated. That
beautiful
makes sense.
planet teeming with life
probably
is
cook the fish,
now
too.
a dry, dead rock. But
Damn, that's
what
hella
about us
ass. Yeah,
humans?
what about us?
well, hopefully we made it out of Earth and built
Damn.
colonies somewhere else in the galaxy before the sun
That's a
decided
crazy
to kill
different
us.
way of living,
But
bro.
you wouldn't catch us living on Mars.
Why?
Even that would be too dangerous with
How?
this
How
hotter
is Mars
sun. We
dangerous?
humans would need to be living much farther away. We'd need to set up shop in other galaxies within the
Bro,
Milky
that's
Way.
mad far,
Hopefully,
gang.
within a billion years, humans have developed an efficient system of
They were
populating
beginning- I'm not
habitable
gonna lie.
planets. By this time, a populated Mars would be a distant memory. But it's possible that the outer planets
Bro,
in our solar
I don't know if we're gonna be able to reach this point. I don't know, gang. This is different. It's pretty sure we go to Mars. Nah, yeah, he said never mind. Yeah, gang, like, I'm not gonna lie, if we have to go that far to survive, bro, I don't know. We need to, like, how we're moving with AI right now, gang, yo, we need to be moving way faster with shit.
power systems. Their tech could reduce battery pack sizes in electric vehicles by up to 15%, cutting costs by thousands of dollars per vehicle. And with potential applications in Formula E racing, data centers, and grid-connected energy systems, they're already catching the eye of major players. Click the link in the description.
Oh,
to
hell,
learn
I'm
more
watching
about
the
their
damn
technology
commercial.
and
What am I
products.
doing?
In
What am
a
I doing?
future filled with
What am I doing? I'm bugging. My fault.
But this is just the start of where our future is headed. Let's hop back in your time machine and go forward another few billion years.
Yeah, let me see what's going on.
10 billion years.
10 billion years, damn.
Time for your next stop. 10 billion years
that's
into the
mad
future.
far.
As you're flying in your time machine, you notice that the solar system looks very, very different. The sun is now smaller. It's about the size of Earth.
What?
It's also
The size of
white and
Earth?
much dimmer than before.
Damn, that's like a different
Over
kind
the
of
last
lighting.
9 billion years, the sun burned all the
Bro,
hydrogen in its
Could y'all imagine how it would look outside if like we had a white sun, bro, that would look mad crazy. Like how it looks like outside, like that's a warm lighting. Like, bro, it would be cold, like on some Twilight shit, nigga. Nah, that's dead crazy.
Core, as its shell started burning,
I bet I'll
it
definitely
became a
watch
red
it. Being...
giant. Finally, with all of its fuel burned up and with it reaching an older stage in its life as a star, it became a white dwarf. That's what you're seeing now. During its red giant phase, the enormous energy given off by the sun caused its outer layers to expand, engulfing Mercury and probably Venus too. It looks like the Earth has been vaporized and is stripped down to its iron core. At this point, the sun will cool off for billions of years before it
turns to a
reaches
rock.
Its next stage,
Damn.
a black dwarf. More on that in a minute. As the sun was getting older and dying out, another big event was also happening. Two massive galaxies merged with each other, creating an entirely new galaxy. You've got the Milky Way galaxy, which is the one we live in, and then our neighboring galaxy, Andromeda.
Bro, this is all hypothetical. If we were to leave, bro, we could end up in a black hole. I'm just
containing
saying.
50 galaxies. These are called the local group. And
like, it's not a guarantee that we would make it
forces,
somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Some were moving closer together. The Andromeda galaxy moved toward the Milky Way at 400 million kilometers per hour.
So I'm not gonna lie, bro.
If you
like,
stood in the middle as they merged, you'd probably feel like you were in the middle of a giant snow globe that had been shaken violently. Except instead of fluffy snow being thrown around, it's rocks, planets, and entire stars. This went on for millions of years. When these two galaxies were finally merged, they created what's known as the Milkomeda galaxy. Would
what the hell is
stars
that?
have collided during this
What the hell is
merger?
that?
Well, you might think so, but probably not, because of the vast distances between them. They're really far apart. We're talking hundreds of billions of kilometers. But what would happen to our solar system in this merger? Well, scientists have calculated that there's a 50% chance our solar system would be pushed far away from the galactic core. Three times further away from where we are today.
3 times from where we are?
And there's a 12% chance our solar system would be completely ejected from this new galaxy. But by that point, we humans would no longer be living in our solar system.
Well, hopefully, hopefully.
We'd have populated planets in a galaxy far, far away.
Bro, he keeps saying far, far away. Bro, why does he keep saying that, gang? I'm not gonna lie. It's not that easy to move far, far away. He keeps saying that, bro. It's not that easy, gang. I just want to put that out there in the air. He keeps saying like it's easy,
go through
bro.
A merger. So say goodbye to the Milky Way galaxy and say hello to Milkomeda. All right, now it's time to check in and see what else is happening in our universe.
Life is too short, bro.
22 billion years. In 22 billion years, things start to get a little complicated.
How?
Something is going to happen that's known as the Big Rip.
What? A big rip?
According to one theory, we're heading to a point in about 20 billion years where the universe is going to tear itself apart.
Bro, how does that
This
even
will be
happen?
due to dark energy. Yeah, dark energy. Now, that's something physicists don't even completely understand, but they do know one thing. It's causing the universe to expand faster and faster.
That's kind of scary,
Keep this
bro.
dark
We
energy
would
in
all
mind.
die.
We'll come back to it later. Now, if the Big Rip happens, galaxies that exist today in clusters will begin to stretch apart, and then all the objects within these galaxies will move away from each other. Star systems, planets, everything will accelerate away from one another. Right down to their atoms, which would rip apart and dissolve, leading to the end of the universe. Scientists have found some evidence that we could be heading toward this demise, but it's not 100% certain. Good, I was getting a little nervous there.
Nigga, you're not gonna be alive. Okay. Why are you worried?
Now, let's
it's
assume
22 billion
that
years
our
later.
universe doesn't rip apart 20 billion years from now. What happens next?
Yeah, what happens?
100 trillion
Damn, 100
years
trillion
from today.
years, bro.
Even though the Big Rip may not happen, that doesn't mean our universe will be safe. Over these 100 trillion years, stars all across the universe will be dying out. Let's go back for a second to the Big Bang.
Wait.
The universe began to form.
What happens to us then? That's what happens. Like, what happens to, like, life? Like, I can't explain. Just, like, Everything, bro. Like, what happens to everything, gang? Just everything's just non-existent at that point. I'm just mad confused.
150 million years after that, stars were created. Now, since the formation of that first star to where you are now, new stars have been and still are forming all the time. The best way to see this is if you peer into these clouds of
apparently we all just disappear, bro.
Everywhere.
I just don't understand how that's possible.
If you look at a dense area, you can see how it collapses in,
and we wouldn't even know that we died.
Of a star. Over the 100 trillion years, you'll notice that stars are forming in all different sizes. The basic rule is the smaller the star, the longer it lives.
That makes sense.
Look at this star, which is just 8% the mass of our sun. It's just a little too small to get hydrogen fusion going, so it's a failed star, also known as a brown dwarf.
What? I didn't know there's different kinds of stars.
About 10 times
that looks like the sun,
as
bro.
massive as our sun. It burns hotter and it's blasting.
Damn, bro. I be forgetting
quickly.
That our sun is a star. Like, yo, that's mad crazy. That's a big ass star. I be forgetting that, bro. I be thinking the sun is the sun. No, that's a star, gang. Damn, there's like millions and billions of stars that we look up to in the sky. That's crazy.
So, in about 20 million years, it'll die out. And you already saw how our sun died.
It's a little star.
10
Facts.
billion
Add that, bro.
years. But the majority of stars you've seen are smaller than our sun. These are red dwarfs. They're about 8% to 50% the mass of our sun. They're a lot dimmer, but they also live longer, about 80 to 100 billion years. So during this time, you'll start to see a lot of these red dwarfs starting to die out.
You think our sun is a baby, bro?
Then we've got the brown dwarfs. These are so dim that they're hard for you to see.
Yeah, facts.
They die in a mellow kind of way, getting cooler and cooler. As they cool, their temperature will drop to about 2,500 degrees Celsius, which is cooler than most stars. Finally, let's check out the end of this incredibly massive star.
Moon?
It's
that looks like the moon.
8 times the size of our sun.
8 times,
its
bro.
Its core is collapsing into a massive explosion that creates a supernova. This gives rise to a neutron star, which is an incredibly dense and compact star. Or its death could result in a black hole. Over these 100 trillion years, you've just witnessed the stelliferous era. You've seen stars being born and dying, planets coming and going, and the merging of galaxies. Well, there's also another incredibly important thing that's been happening as our stars have been dying.
What's
You see,
that?
when stars
bro?
die, they release various elements and materials out into space. This often leads to new stars forming, but not all the mass of a dying star gets released and available for new star formation. Because of this, the universe will slowly run out of raw materials in the form of hydrogen gas to make new stars. Could this spell the end of the universe?
The end of the universe?
10 quintillion years.
So, wait, stars are just going to disappear at some point?
Welcome to your final stop, or almost final. It's 10 quintillion years into the future. Remember, that's 1 followed by 19 zeros. The stelliferous era has ended, and we're in the early part of a new time called the degenerate era. And no, that's not when a bunch of Redditors take over the universe. As you fly through the universe, it appears much dimmer than it did before. Once twinkling with bright stars, it's now a graveyard. This is
scary as hell.
Remnants of dead stars, white dwarfs.
Like, we wouldn't even be here to
neutron
see
stars,
this.
Black holes. All the stars that have ever been born have given up their light and died. So, if star formation is over,
what's up to Earth? Facts.
Even if we're living in other galaxies, we still need a solar system and a viable planet to live on.
Bro, we're gone, bro.
One possibility
is that
we've given up our material bodies and existing entirely in the form of energy.
Okay.
That's cool.
No, dumbass.
Yeah,
bro, we'd be
gone.
Possibility
involving a whole new
You talking about being a
universe.
robot gang?
More on that in a second, but back to the degenerate
So, hold on,
era.
time out. So he just type shit said the only way for us to survive is to become technology gang. That's type shit what I just heard, bro. I type shit heard that like the only way for us to become to stay living is if we adapt to technology within us. I don't know about that, Brody. I don't know about that, Brody.
Eyes open for rare collisions between remnants, stirring things up in the universe. Like if two brown dwarfs collide, it might give birth to a new star that lives for trillions of years.
Nah,
or if
shall I
two
watch
white
it?
dwarfs collide, you could see a supernova explosion. But overall, the universe is becoming cooler and darker. Matter and its tiniest building blocks continue to decay. All right, that's our 10 quintillion years. Pretty crazy, but
Yeah, what happens at
what
20?
happens after that?
Bro, we're
What happens
gone,
at the end
bro.
of the universe?
Yo.
10 decillion years. Okay, at 10 decillion years, that's a 1 followed by 34 zeros.
34 zeros?
Close to the end of the degenerate era.
You're
White dwarfs, brown
degenerate?
dwarfs, even neutron stars will begin to die. Their death will come about because of a process called proton decay, where the tiniest subatomic particles that they're made of begin to disintegrate and die themselves.
Damn,
These white
this is
dwarfs
crazy.
will no longer be giving off an immense amount of light. Instead, they'll have the brightness of just a few light bulbs. The time it takes for this decay to be completed is incredibly long, but hey, on this journey, we've got all the time in the world. Or
Yeah.
maybe I should say in the universe.
Yo.
It's sad to see these little protons die out. Well, you couldn't really see them dying because they're so tiny, but still. If the fundamental building blocks of molecules ultimately decay, it would appear that the fate of the universe is sealed. With protons disintegrating, on your last stop, you'll confront an old, unstoppable enemy. 10 duodecillion
Bro, that's not a
years.
real word, bro. I don't care. It can't even
You're
fit on the
at
screen.
10 duodecillion years in the future. That's a 1 followed
we're
by
not, bro.
40 zeros.
No, we're not. We're gone,
A lot
bro.
of zeros, right?
Bro, we're not there, bro. We're not there, chat. We did not make it, gang. No, bloodline. Y'all didn't make it, bro. Y'all didn't make it, and your real bloodline didn't make it either. Deadass. There's just no way. There's no way.
Climbed another rung in the desolate universe. Things just keep getting bleaker and bleaker. No planets, no stars, no dwarfs. No wonder it's so dark. You can barely see anything other than a very, very weak shine. These are the black holes.
Bro,
it's no
what?
surprise
Black
that some
holes?
scientists have labeled this time the beginning of the black hole era.
That's scary,
Black holes
bro.
are these massive structures in the universe that suck up anything that gets close to them. Not even light can escape a black hole. They're like some kind of planetary zombie, scarfing up the remnants of dead stars and getting more and more dense and massive.
Damn, that's so
You thought
scary,
Thanos
bro.
was bad. Did I mention that nothing escapes a black hole? Yeah, well, nothing can escape a black hole. Well, there is one thing that can escape. It's been proposed that black holes might leak tiny bits of radiation. This is known as
Damn.
Hawking radiation. Here's how it works. Twin particles are appearing in space all the time, immediately annihilating each other, but when they appear at the mouth of a black hole, sometimes one falls into the black hole while the other escapes.
What?
Over trillions of years, this particle leakage would reduce the mass of the black hole, causing it to die. So
would take
if you
forever
did
though,
multiple
bro.
stops in the time machine, you could watch these black holes eventually die out over massively long periods of time.
Bro, this is
All right,
mad
looks
creepy.
like there's still some time left in the video, so let's check out what happens next. Google years and beyond.
Google years.
All right, before we get to our last stop, for real this time, I gotta mention the
Nigga,
What If
no,
Explorers
no,
feature.
no,
Heroes.
no.
What's happening
No,
here?
no.
Died out.
No.
Welcome to the Dark Era. It's cold, dark, and very quiet.
Yeah, it looks.
What can you
Isn't the
see
space
in our
already
universe
quiet
at
though,
this
gang?
point? Well, only a few subatomic particles and dark energy. The universe has expanded so much that the few subatomic particles left are
Nah,
super
facts,
spread out,
bro.
incredibly far away from each other. At one point, there were stars, and then remnants of stars, then black holes. But now, you have to zip around in the time machine all over the area of our current universe to catch sight of a single subatomic particle. What a sad and lonely place. And remember the dark energy? The stuff that almost destroyed the universe during the big rip? Well, it will keep the universe expanding out further and further. And as the universe keeps expanding, it keeps cooling. Scientists have labeled this stage
What does that mean?
the Big Freeze.
What does the
All
big freeze
energy
do?
will be evenly distributed in the universe, and the temperature will be just north of absolute zero.
Damn.
Very, very cold, but not as cold as winter in Canada. This theory of the universe has a cool, dark end, but there's another theory, though, called the Big Crunch. Instead of infinite expansion, the universe reaches a point where it switches into reverse and begins contracting. It would be like playing your life back to you in reverse when you got really old. You return to a baby, then to an embryo, then to a single cell. If that does play out, well, maybe then the whole cycle of the Big Bang starts up again a second time. Or maybe this has happened before and we're in the middle of one of the many cycles
Damn,
of
bro, it's just messing with my
expansion and
mind.
contraction. Unfortunately, scientists think that's less likely. It appears more likely that the universe is in the grip of dark energy, which will lead to the Big Freeze at the end. What does this mean for the human race? Well, even putting aside the Big Freeze, things appear pretty bleak for life in the universe.
Yeah,
once we
bro.
hit the
Let's be
degenerate
real.
era. Those damn Redditors. After all, we need bright, luminous stars to create habitable zones to live on planets.
Facts.
So, how do we make that a reality? Well, one intriguing possibility is the ability for us to build our own universe.
Bro,
Maybe in a
how could
lab.
we build our own universe,
Keep in mind,
bro?
we're only 200 years past the Industrial Revolution. Centuries from now, humans
Damn.
will know a whole lot more about how to manipulate our environment.
That's facts,
Using
bro.
our smarts will take control of the future. In fact, as humans progress from a Type 1 to a Type 7 civilization, the possibilities are
Damn,
mind-blowing.
dub, bro. Dub video, gang. That's crazy.